Hi Jax, welcome to the show. How you doing?
What's going on, David? I'm absolutely good. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem at all. No problem. Really happy to have you. So, Jax Financials. Let's talk all things finance today.
Yeah.
You've done so much. I've seen you be dropping gems on your own YouTube channel.
Yes.
Check him out, guys.
Yep.
And on Instagram. So I've been learning a few things. I thought, let me get you on the show.
Thank you.
And you can help people out as well.
Absolutely.
So just in case people don't know who you are, please do just give them a short summary of what you do.
Sure. So my name is Jax, hence Jax Financial. By day, I'm an investment manager, and I also have a side hustle, which is Jax Financial. And essentially what I do is I provide financial education, more specifically investment education, to help the average person start investing wisely in the stock market mainly. So that's what I do. I do it through different ways. A lot of it's through one-to-one sessions. It could be over Zoom. I run seminars, workshops, and that kind of stuff as well.
It's amazing. What you do is amazing. I've heard people talk about what you do.
Thanks.
It's really amazing. So I've got some questions here.
Cool.
Like I said, some people knew you was coming on the show. So they were like, what? Jax Financial's coming on the show? Nah, I've got some questions that you need to ask him, right?
Sure.
So some of these questions are generic, so our viewers at home can watch and also take out a notepad maybe, or reach out to him yourself.
Sure.
So question number one. It says, I run a full-time business and don't have the time to be researching stocks.
Okay.
Is there an easier way to invest without putting time in?
The easy answer to that is absolutely
Okay,
yes. So
okay.
there's various options available to this person.
Yep.
In my humble opinion, I think the easiest way is to use what we call a robo-advisor.
Okay.
For example, Nutmeg, you might have come across the term before or on the platform
Yep,
before.
yep.
And essentially what they do is they'll ask you a series of questions.
Yeah.
For example, how much money do you have to invest? How long are you investing for?
Yeah.
What is your risk appetite? And based on those answers, they use algorithms to create a portfolio for you.
Wow, this already sounds sophisticated, but I'm like, algorithm. Which now algorithm?
You don't have to worry about it.
Okay,
That's
okay,
just how
okay.
they work.
Okay,
But essentially
okay,
how
okay.
you got to see it is they just create a portfolio for you based
Okay.
on your answers.
Yeah.
And then all you've got to do is put in money maybe every single month.
Okay, so I mean, someone at home might be thinking, oh, I've got £10 a month to give. Is that possible or?
It's possible. It depends on the platform.
Okay.
So I use Nutmeg as an example.
Yeah.
With them, from what I know, you have to start off with at least £500 initially to open
the account.
an account. And even then, it depends on what type of account you open.
Okay.
Right. But most platforms, you can start off quite small.
Okay.
Even with Nutmeg, after you open it up with 500, for example, you can put in a minimum amount of like £10 per month. Or something like that.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I know you spoke about risk appetite.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite an interesting thing because
is.
I spoke to someone once upon a time who said that they had the appetite for risk. They don't mind risk. so then the scenario came was like, oh, if you had to invest £100, would you be willing to lose the 100
Yes.
to gain 1,000? And then they was like, no. So I was like, so where's the risk appetite in what you're saying? So
Yeah.
I don't know, for anyone who doesn't really understand what a risk, what really a risk appetite is when it comes to the stock market, would you explain it to them?
Yeah, so risk is a funny term. Even in the professional world,
Yeah.
there's different types of risk as well.
Yeah.
But actually, the easiest way to understand it is at the heart of investing is taking risk, right?
Okay.
You
Yeah,
invest
yeah.
by taking risk for a return,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And actually, the best way to invest is to take minimal risk for a high return.
Yeah.
We call that a risk premium. You don't need to know that.
Book him and he'll teach you yourself. He'll teach you
You don't need
yourself.
to know that. But essentially, I'll give an example. Someone who's starting off investing for the first time, they're
Okay.
very young and they're investing for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Essentially, they can take on more risk than somebody who's about to retire
Yeah.
because they need the cash initially. If you take investment risk and you buy something crazy and then the pandemic happens and you're about to
Yeah,
retire,
yeah.
you've lost about 30% of your nest egg.
Crazy.
Whereas if you're young and you've got a long-term horizon, you can ride out,
Yeah.
depressions, recessions, and that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And actually, when you look at the data, those people that have long-term horizons that do take more risk earn a better return over a long period of time. But there is different types of risk. Nutmeg, or for example, I keep using Nutmeg as an example. They define it for you by just saying choose a number between 1 and 10.
Okay.
Right, and they give you some narratives.
That makes it quite easy to.
Exactly. So they'll say
Yeah.
like 6 is I'm willing to lose some to gain some, for example. That's
Yeah.
6 out of 10 or 6 out of 9. I can't remember exactly what the parameters are. But yeah, it's if you have a long-term horizon and you're investing for a long period of time, the truth is you should be taking on a bit more risk.
Okay.
That doesn't necessarily mean you should be buying
Lose
crazy
it all. Yeah,
things.
yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's move on to question number 2. My younger brother, who is 17,
Okay.
has just started trading.
Okay.
I feel a bit concerned. is it safe?
I get asked this question quite often because there is a confusion between what trading is and what investment is. The truth is, when you invest in the stock market, you do initiate a trade, right?
Okay.
But the difference between the whole concept of trading and investing is usually your time horizon. So traders tend to buy and sell in quick sessions,
Okay.
right? So you can buy something at 5 o'clock and sell it at 6 o'clock, as long as the markets are open.
Okay.
That's more to do with trading.
Okay.
Investing, you buy and you hold. It's a buy and hold
okay,
strategy. You
okay,
buy shares
okay.
in a company and you hold it for a long period of time. The truth is, why I'm also concerned for a lot of these younger people, especially that have started trading, is there are a lot of scams out there. There are a lot of scams because what you find is many providers know that they can kind of entice people to come into their schemes to trade and earn a second living or obtain financial freedom.
Yeah.
But when you look at the data, again, the statistics, the truth is majority of traders lose money, right? And the easiest way to understand that is anything short term loses money.
Yeah.
So the statistics will show you that 80% of traders will lose money.
It's crazy, you know, because when you think of a trader, you think,
Yeah.
you know, everyone, all of them are just, you know, rich.
No. And I always tell people you will struggle to find a trader on a Forbes list. There's a reason for that.
Wow.
Right? Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio,
Pause.
Peter Lynch.
Let's calm down. Just calm down. Yeah. Say that again because that was crazy.
You will struggle to find a trader on the Forbes list. It's. I'm not saying trading is wrong.
Yeah,
right? There is a 20% of people that do make money.
Yeah.
But you need to understand what you're doing. And you need to understand there's a lot of risk involved.
Yeah.
And even at the high level, you know, the traders in the investment banks, they are very, very high level.
Yeah.
You know, they have the tools to actually optimize certain things and get the results.
Yeah.
And even they struggle to make money.
Yeah.
So let alone someone who is trying to just do it themselves. Now, there are some people that are good at trading, but it's just about understanding the risks involved and understanding it's pure speculation.
Yeah. You're schooling us today. I hope you're liking this at home.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. I've been told that pensions are the best investment accounts to have.
Okay.
Is that true?
To some extent, what you find with investing is there's no right or wrong answer, right? It always comes down to your objectives, your risk appetite, and that kind of stuff. Pensions are amazing accounts because they are the most tax efficient type of accounts.
Okay.
What that means is when you put the money in, you're not taxed at all, right? So actually, if you're working full time, you probably have a workplace pension.
Yeah,
They take some money out and it goes into a pension pot.
Yeah.
That money is not taxed at all. There are other investment accounts, investment wrappers they call it, that are also tax efficient. For example, ISAs, right? Stocks and shares ISAs, where you can invest in this using this account and anything that you make is not taxed.
Okay.
But remember, the money that's going into these accounts have already been taxed. It's probably money from your salary. It's already been taxed, income tax.
Yeah.
Whereas the pension, there's no tax at source.
Okay.
And it grows tax efficiently as well.
Okay.
But it comes with its caveats. For example, you can't touch the money in your pension account until you're age 57 for our age group.
Yeah.
If you're going to be 55 by 2028, then you can touch your pension at the age of 55.
You're going to be 55 by
by
when?
2028.
Okay.
So not us lot.
Not us. I was talking about one of them, not us.
No. But even then, you can only take out 25% tax free, and then you have other options available. So the simple answer to the question is, it is an amazing account. It forces people to invest for the long term because you can't take the money out straight away. It allows compound interest to really work, and if you can, you should take advantage of it. But in terms of whether it's a better account, by definition, there are other accounts. I prefer the stocks and shares ISA because my retirement age, I want to retire by 40.
Amen.
Amen. And so for that reason, the pension account might not be the most effective account for what I'm trying to achieve.
Yeah. Okay.
But it all comes down to tax, and it is the most tax efficient account.
So it's all about your individual plan and what is best for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So me and my husband, next question. Me and my husband have just given birth to a bouncing baby boy.
Amen.
Congratulations. And we want to invest some money for him.
Okay.
How should we go about doing this?
Well, first of all, congratulations. I I've had this question quite often as well.
Okay.
And I'm always really happy to hear it because it means people are thinking more proactively.
It's really good.
Than
It's really good.
maybe our parents' generation, but I hope my mom's not watching.
Auntie, mommy, if you're watching, don't even mind him. Don't even mind him. When he used to go buy basmati rice, he wasn't complaining.
I'll tell you a very funny story actually. I was talking to my mom about a stocks and shares ISA. She opened one before.
Oh wow!
And actually, she told me that. I was like, oh, that's amazing. So what happened? She said, Jax, I went inside and it went down. I said, oh, no, I take my money out. So basically, as soon as the stock market went down, just a bit, she thought it was a bad investment and she took the money out. Which I understand if she didn't really know how it worked. So obviously she would have hoped that someone like me was around.
But you know, at least she tried.
At least she tried. Yeah. At least she tried. I love you, Mom. I love you.
I love you too. Yeah, I love you too.
But yes, in terms of actually going forward, even if she spoke to a financial advisor, most of them would tell them to open up a junior ISA account.
Okay.
Again, it's an ISA account, so it's also a tax efficient type of account. And you could put up to, I think it's $9,000 per tax year.
Okay.
So that's from April to April. And yeah, you can invest in different things and it can grow, but you can't touch the money until the child is 18. At the age of 18, the child can take the money or continue investing.
Yeah.
At the age of 16, the child becomes the owner of their account.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've actually worked with parents that they say to me, okay, so does that mean it's now the child's account? I said, yeah, he or she has full control.
Wow.
Of their account. It's theirs now. So hopefully you've brought up a child that's wise. Because if all that money you've been saving, they can just take and go buy themselves a really nice car.
Wow.
If they wanted to.
And live under my roof. you live in your car.
So
honestly.
So another option, I'm trying to use the scenario that you've given me, is if you feel some type of way about that, you can also use your own allowances. Okay. So you as an individual, you have a stocks and shares ISA. And if you're married, that's for both you and your husband or wife. Okay. Which is about £40,000 you can put into this account.
Wow.
And it can grow to until the child is 18 as well.
If you can save 40,000 a year, please call me because that's a lot. That's a lot, you know.
It's a lot. So you can delegate and say, okay, your account is for child A. If you've got multiple children, you can do that as well. Of course, if you have multiple children, you can have multiple junior ISAs as well. But if you feel a type of way and you want to have more control, you can invest for your children, but in your account, and you still maintain control.
Sounds really good. Okay. Got last question here.
Oh, amazing. Yeah.
I want to double my money in 2 months.
Okay.
What kind of things should I invest in?
In Stratford, there's a casino.
I was like, what?
In Stratford, there's a casino. You take the money and you put all on black, and you should be able to double your money. No, I'm joking. Okay. Well, I'm not joking because the truth is, investing is always a long-term thing.
Yeah.
When you invest, you buy shares in a business, right? So you should always, you should think about the business you're investing in, and you have no control as to what happens in the short term. Like we experienced the pandemic, for example.
Yeah.
We couldn't have seen that coming. So it's hard to predict what's going to happen in the short term. You can always make informed decision by researching companies, looking at things like their financials, balance sheets, and that kind of stuff. Listening to the conference calls. That's what a real investor is.
Yeah.
But it takes time before your investment case manifests. If you want to double your money very quickly, the only way to do that is to take excessive risk, which is why I use the example of going to the casino. Because the truth is, you'll be absolutely speculating. That doesn't necessarily mean it can't happen, right? If anyone follows my channel so far, I've actually doubled my money on some stocks already, right? But I was lucky. I didn't expect it to happen. I didn't expect for my investment case to manifest so quickly, and I didn't even like it because the way I invest, I build positions.
Okay.
So whilst I've got,
when you say you build, what position? What do you mean by that?
Yeah. So let's say I want to buy shares in Apple. Let's use Apple as an example.
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of just buying shares. Let's say I've got £2,000 to invest in Apple.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just put £2,000 in Apple straight away.
Okay.
I will always average into my position. What that means is I might buy some, maybe 500 today, and then I'll wait for a pullback, hopefully.
Okay.
Then I'll invest a bit more. And that reduces what we call your cost basis, because then you get the shares for a cheaper price. Because let's say you went and bought Apple shares today for £2,000, and tomorrow it dropped by 20%. You'd be quite annoyed that, oh man, I could have got it for 20% discount.
Yeah.
So that's why I always average into my position. It just makes so much more sense to do it this way. Of course, it depends on what platform you're using, because if you're using a traditional investment platform that charges you extortionate fees, trying to do that consistently means you're paying too much, basically. So it might be better to kind of reduce how incrementally you're buying the shares. But if you're using some of these non-commission trading apps which have come around, Free Trade, Trading 212, it's free. So why would you not do that?
That makes a lot of sense. You know, we could go on.
We can go.
We could go on, and maybe one day we'll do a podcast. you actually have a podcast, don't you?
I have a podcast with my business partner. So one of my other side businesses is quite similar to what I do already, but it's for the young generation from underrepresented backgrounds. So we just educate people from the ages of 11 to 21 on personal finance and that kind of stuff.
That's amazing. Honestly, I love that. You know, we've come from a generation where, you know, our parents came from somewhere else.
Absolutely.
We've come here.
Yes.
And we're willing to help the next generation.
Well, that's what it's all about, because you know, the things that we didn't discuss when we were younger, or you know, things that weren't taught in school. A lot of things were not taught in school, and I'm quite privileged that I do as a job as well. So I do kind of get the inside knowledge of how to do it professionally as well. And if I can kind of direct that knowledge to the younger generation, especially those from our community, then I think that's a great thing.
It's amazing. Jax, I'm so happy you came on the show. Everyone at home, I really hope you've gained a lot from Jax. He's an amazing guy.
Thanks.
Check him out. Make sure you check him out. Honestly, book his services, because it's nothing better than knowledge.
Nothing.
You know, I'd rather spend the money learning to know what I'm doing and then do than to just do and fail. So, you know, it's such an important thing. Jax, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Always here. No worries.
Really privileged. Thank you.
Man.
Thank you.
I'm the plug.